and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who is currently drinking water from a water hose. It's Chris Kelly.
Hi, everybody.
So, Chris, you're acting a little weird today. You came into the house with just 2 pitchers of water. You dunked them on your head. You're soaked right now. And you took my hose into my second floor, and now you're just drinking from it. Can you expand upon this?
Nope.
I mean, I've heard word that people are being taken over by things in their ears. Did that happen to you?
I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, Mark, but why don't you join me in the next room over and we can talk about it even further.
Could we do it after the podcast?
We might have to turn it off right now. Why don't we just do that right now?
All right, here it goes. All right, we're back, and I am not Mark anymore. So, all right, I got a question, Chris, and welcome back, by the way. This movie, all right, so the queen alien, Mary Beth, it's Mary Beth.
Yeah, Mary Beth.
Played by Laura Harris from Atlanta, who has a very southern accent. Hey, y'all.
I wanted to talk about that. Like, I've lived in Atlanta I live in the city of Atlanta, and for about a decade now, and I have never met anyone who looked like that, or talked like that, or dressed like that, ever.
To be fair, I grew up in Florida, right? And I grew up in Hudson, Florida, like where it gets kind of country, but everyone just says they're from Tampa, because if you say Hudson, they're like, I don't know what that is, so I just go Tampa. Of course. So maybe she's from one of the southern...
McDonough. Yeah. That's what I assumed. I was like, no, she's probably from McDonough, because that's more of that area. Not knocking it or anything. It's just that's...
They should have had a scene where like, where are you from, McDonough? Where's that? Atlanta? Oh!
I noticed that like a lot of people that say that, they go, well, they either say Athens, Atlanta, or Savannah.
Yeah.
Because those are the only major areas that people know.
Yeah,
it's not like you don't hear too many people saying Springer Mountain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love that place. Yeah. So, I mean, let's hope that's the case. Let's hope that these Texans, Robert Rodriguez, didn't think that people in Atlanta speak like that. But in the 90s, wasn't everyone just running around saying y'all?
I thought it was pretty common in that era.
Hey, y'all. All right,
how's it going?
Quick question. So Mary Beth, this is a spoiler podcast for the faculty, the villain of the film, the queen alien, who, I love this movie, by the way, so don't think we're making fun of it.
Massive fan.
Yeah. She's just a regular 18-year-old woman, but she can become a 40-foot monster, 20-foot monster. That's quite the change. How do you suck back down into being little?
I mean, puberty hits everybody.
Now, I want to know one major thing. She came from a planet that was all oceans, but it dried up. Is it because they just wasted all the water? Like, how is this ocean planet drying up?
I would have thought that they would have figured that out beforehand. Like, maybe we should ration this out as opposed to just drinking it all up. I mean, they seem to be very sophisticated aliens, obviously.
They're guzzling.
I mean, wouldn't they have figured that out to be like, maybe we should slow down, but maybe, they don't really explain how much that they drank over the period of time. I noticed that if they drank up everything, wouldn't you have to ration that out? Did it
get too hot where there are 3 suns maybe evaporating everything? But that's a process over millions of years.
It would have to take a very long time, and it didn't. I don't. That part didn't really make much sense to me. Obviously they're not going to attack Jupiter or something. Yeah, they show up there like,
hey guys. Oh, this is horrible.
Damn,
wrong place.
So that'd be a great movie. I'd watch that.
Oh, yeah, surviving Jupiter, these aliens. Hey, let's go take over Jupiter. Oh, wait, Jupiter's taking us over.
Mars, here we...
Oh, man. But I guess just for me, I love this movie. But that line when she said, I'm from a planet of all oceans, but I escaped. Because it's like maybe she was a criminal and the oceans are draining, but she doesn't want to be there.
She should team up with Jake Busey from The Frighteners. Figure out how they figured that out.
Yeah, because he escaped hell.
Yeah, you escape hell, and then you escape a planet of all water. How did she get to Earth, though? Because she can't fly.
There were no... she had to have built a spaceship. No, she's like Doctor Who. He stole a TARDIS. She stole a spaceship.
Oh, yeah, well, that makes sense.
A jacuzzi ship. So she is floating, but you have to
floating in air.
Yeah,
she's floating through space. She has like a thing of Chardonnay.
Yeah, there's like 8 jacuzzis in this spaceship because you have to soak yourself, right?
She would have to, yeah, because if you were in space, you would dry up.
Where's Mary Beth? In the jacuzzi. That's where she should be. Good. If she wasn't in there, I'd be annoyed. Go ask her a question for me because I'm in my jacuzzi. No. I love this captain.
This captain is great. Jacuzzi's for everybody.
Hey, Jensen, put on the bubbles. Wait, what's the jets? Put the jets on. Oh.
Where's my flower petals?
You guys are great. When we get to Earth, raises for everybody. I'm the congenial general. Man, you know what? You take this jacuzzi, Jensen. I'll go take the broken one. By the way, Jensen, give me another glass of water and 2 cups for yourself. Yeah, you gotta go there and back.
I want to have some coffee. Whoa, slow your roll, Pilgrim. That could do some damage.
Dehydration. I drank a cup of coffee once. Never the same.
That's how I lost half my body.
It's addictive, too. So I want coffee, but I dehydrate myself.
It turns into Apocalypse Now.
Actually, that's how our planet got destroyed, because someone turned it into a coffee pot.
Turns out Starbucks came to
People just started dumping coffee in the water.
Pike roast my ass. I'll tell you. I got the French vanilla kick.
Is it hot in here?
Turn down my jacuzzi a little bit.
Jensen, turn on the jacuzzi. Someone go get Mary Beth.
She's on Earth now. Whoa!
Hey, wait. Did she take the pod? Well, we're going to Jupiter by ourselves.
Son of a smash cut. It's flying through the...
Well, I sure hope Jupiter's nice, Jensen. And there's another scene in this film where Mary Beth is looking at the rest of the kids, and she says, I hate this planet. I wish I hadn't have come here. Do you think, well, she said, why did I come here? I'm starting to hate this place. Now, is she the alien speaking? Because she drops hints in this movie. She's like, the queen, she drops hints about the thing being a her. So do you think that that's just...
I'm nodding, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yes.
Oh, yeah. Do you agree?
I forget.
The audience is on pins and needles, so I think they're worried about the congenial general.
They're still talking about Jensen.
What's Jensen doing? What's his journey on Jupiter like? So do you think that was her acting as Mary Beth? Or do you think that's actually the alien just going, man, I should have stayed with Jensen?
I think maybe she was referring to how at the time that she landed was more like it wasn't in season. Perhaps she felt like I wish it had came to this place, meaning that she wished she had gone to like maybe Louisiana, where it would have been more humid.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Whenever I'm looking back at it now, of course, that I was thinking that maybe she thought that she would land anywhere near water, but maybe she went a little bit too. The movie takes place in Ohio. It's not as humid there as it would have been in the South. So she probably would have been like, well, she said, I'm from Atlanta, which we all know is humid. So it would have made more sense for her probably just to have stayed in the South where it is way more humid. Well, I would think Louisiana would have been a smarter choice now.
Or the rainforest.
Or yeah, she crash lands in there.
But then Robert Rodriguez wouldn't have directed. He didn't leave Austin a lot.
He wasn't a big fan of leaving Texas.
All right, so let's just say there was 3 suns and they were soaking up all the water from her planet. Oh no, Spaceballs. A giant ship came with, it turned itself into a, what are those shop vac? A giant shop vac, right? The Spaceballs.
It turned into a maid.
Yeah, and just sucked up all the water and she escaped. Because they gave her the key to their luggage, or their code, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I love that scene. He's like, well, that's the stupidest code ever. Why would anybody say that? What? That's amazing. That's the code to my luggage. By the way, remind me to fix my code. I love the fresh air.
Oh yeah, that's a great bit. All right, so how about that? All right, there we go. They sucked all the water up. She escaped. She's in Ohio, and she's in this town. I mean, so I hadn't watched this movie in many years. So I first saw it when I was 16, right? And I think a lot of the horror references went above my head. The Thing, Body Snatchers. I hadn't watched the original or the 78 remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I hadn't watched The Thing yet when I was 16.
Whoa. So really?
I mean, I was watching. So for me, when I grew up, I just watched what I could get my hands on at like Blockbuster. So for me, I would just grab, whatever new or what was on TV or stuff like that. So I wasn't really you know what I mean? Like I just got my hands on whatever I could.
Whenever we would rent movies, we would just kind of like look at whatever looked interesting.
Yeah.
And, we never rented The Postman, but.
Oh, Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
Hey, Waterworld. She should have gone there.
Yeah. See that movie.
Kevin Costner would have eaten her.
She would have been smoked.
Yeah.
They would have been the smokers versus the non-smokers. They would have combined forces. How did they have that many cigarettes?
Give me cigarettes.
That was what I never understood about that movie.
I'll trade you this jet ski for those cigarettes. Deal. And the guy's just floating in the water smoking.
Give me the boy with the tattoo. Imagine whenever that kid grows a little bit older. I mean, it would just stretch out the whole...
I can't read it.
Oh my God, we're screwed. Mary Beth.
Is that east or west? Someone get Jensen. But no, this movie, I liked Robert Rodriguez's direction on it a lot. And so I think I posted this on Movies, Films, and Flicks, the Facebook page, and I got a lot of good response to it. I always thought this was like a guilty pleasure for me. But I watched it again. I'm like, this is a good movie.
It's a good movie. It's a very solid 90s horror film, which we all know from Kevin Smith, who brought back the slasher genre.
Or Kevin Williamson.
Sorry, Kevin Williamson. Kevin Williamson brought back the slasher genre for the 90s with Scream, and then follow up with that was the Scream.
He was on a tear. He did, Scream, because that came a year later. He did Scream 96, Scream 2 97. Yeah. I still think Scream 2 is great because I had a year to go from script to theaters.
It's insane, and it's not a bad movie. I prefer Scream 2 as opposed to all the other ones. That one's my personal favorite.
I make a big argument about it being the best pure horror sequel because Aliens isn't really, it's a sequel to Alien, but it's completely different.
What I mean? I watched Aliens again for the first time yesterday.
Good.
It's a really fantastic movie.
I thought you were going to be like, doesn't hold up.
No. Why did she get nominated for an Oscar?
But he knocked out Scream 2, and then he knocked out The Faculty. And they asked him to direct this, I believe, but he didn't teach him his tingle.
Which, I don't know if you
He got Helen Mirren for that movie.
That movie had some powerhouse behind it, and it just was not good.
Did it teach him a lesson? Puns? All right, so and Robert Rodriguez steps in, and I was reading this article about the AV Club recently, and they said it's one of the most subversive, not submersive. James Cameron movie I've read. Subversive films, and I really like what they said about it. Like, so there's the thing where it's all about drugs. Like they have to take drugs.
That scene with them in the garage. Yeah. I love that scene. And it's as you said, it's a great homage to The Thing, where they're all trying to figure out who it is. But that was dynamite.
The name of the drug is Scat, and it's guaranteed to jack you up. That sounds written by like a 40-year-old dude. It's called Scat. Guaranteed to jack you up.
Yeah, whenever he says that, it's like, there's no way a teenager would have said that. They would have been like, we're going to call it Blink 183.
Yeah.
You know?
Jingle jangle.
Yeah. Yeah. To bring it back to the Scat, what do you think the Scat was made out of?
Well, I mean, it's
caffeine and household shit.
Yeah. All right. So there is an effect because everyone was laughing, right? Or do you think it's a placebo effect?
I mean, I never did the household drugs thing. Whereas, a lot of people that I went to school with, they would be like, "Oh man, you got to take a bunch of Dayquil and Nyquil," and it's like that doesn't sound right at all. So don't do it.
It evens out. Well, then just don't take any. Or if you take Dayquil and Nyquil, nothing happens.
I just wasted $10.
I feel normal. I can operate a machinery. Man, if you knock this out, you won't feel nothing. You take, what's the allergy stuff?
You take Benadryl and cocaine. It'll actually give you your allergies back.
I mix cocaine with Benadryl. That way I just go to sleep. Or I can party all night.
It's all in my favor, really. I mean, I could do anything.
Oregano. All right, so
oregano and nutmeg. I'm having a sandwich.
So I wish I still had copies of this, but when I was in college, my buddies and we filmed this thing called Dirty Hoffmeyer. I think I told you about, hey, Dirty Hoffmeyer!
Yeah, that was one of our early conversations.
Hey, Dirty Hoffmeyer!
I think that's the reason why I have crow's feet now, because I was laughing so hard.
I shook down a guy for information. And I gave him $20, and the guy's like, "What do you put in your potato salad?" Like $20.
He's like, "All right, you want to know?" Yeah, man, let me know. $20. All right, here you go. Horseradish.
I knew it.
I remember I was dating a woman at the time. This is like years ago.
Yeah.
I was dating her, and I was like, "You got to hear this Dirty Hoffmeyer thing." And I told it to her, and she just she kept doing
I knew it.
She kept for the longest time. She just go, "I knew it."
Yeah, my buddy Danny Culkin channeled the best guy. But there's a bit what we were doing where I'm like shaking down this guy for information. And I'm like, "Are you on drugs?" He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Are you on coke?" "Yeah." "Are you on heroin?" "Yeah." I was like, "Are you on oregano?" He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "You're not on oregano." He's like, "If I had some, I'd smoke it."
Hey, Dirty Hoffmeyer, you got a nice movie collection.
Yo, you have to remember to borrow